This is a grammatical sentence formation course being taught by M. Kadrivedi Chennai. Dear friends, are you ready? Today, we are going to see Fluency in English, part 178. You just note down the heading, Fluency in English, part 178. Fluency means what, you may ask me. Fluency is nothing but the quality of being able to speak English fluently without any hesitation. That means what? When you think, you have to speak. When you think, you have to speak. That is called fluency. I'm here. I will train you in a systematic way to get fluency in English without any grammatical errors. Only thing is, you have to listen with the concentration. That is very, very important. That is the key to improve your communication in English. The main heading is Fluency in English, under which we see various usages. In that order, now we are going to see the modal auxiliary verb could. We have already started and we have seen a lot. Okay? You can refer to previous classes. Now we are going to see could under the fourth heading. That means what? Requesting others to do something for you. Requesting others to do something for you. உங்களுக்கு ஏதோ தேவைப்படுது, நீங்க ரிக்வெஸ்ட் பண்றீங்க. What meaning you will get? முடியுமா. So here, past refer பண்ணி பேசல. could வந்து ஒரு past form யூஸ் பண்ணல. ability அடங்கின யூசேஜவும் இல்லை. Understand? So in the case, you have to understand three things. Me, can, could. Me, can, could. Out of these three, could வந்து ஒரு பொலைட்டான வேர்டா யூஸ் பண்றது. Understand? So here, முடியுமா. Ability அடங்கின யூசேஜ் இல்லை. That you have to keep in mind. Okay? Shall we start? Okay. இது யாரை பார்த்து கேட்போம்? Only second person, you பார்த்து தான் கேட்போம். Understand? Sir, could you do me a favor? Could you do me a favor? எனக்கு ஒரு உதவி செய்ய முடியுமா சார்? Could you do me a favor? Sir, could you convey this message to the manager? Could you convey this message to the manager? இந்த மெசேஜ் மேனேஜரிடம் கன்வே பண்ண முடியுமா சார்? அங்கே யாராவது இருப்பாங்க, நம்ம மரியாதையோட பேசுகிறோம், பொலைட்டா பேசுகிறோம், முடியுமா சார் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. ஓகே, only thing is you are requesting others to do something for you. That you have to keep in mind. Next. Sir, could you pass on this information to the assistant manager? Could you pass on this information to the assistant manager? இந்த இன்ஃபர்மேஷனை அசிஸ்டன்ட் மேனேஜருக்கு பாஸ் பண்ண முடியுமா சார்? Could you pass on this information to the assistant manager? Sir, could you give me your newspaper for 5 minutes to see some headlines? Could you give me your newspaper for 5 minutes to see some headlines? Mr. Ganesh, could you ask him to see me? Could you ask him to see me? Mr. Vignesh, could you keep this file on the manager's table? Could you keep this file on the manager's table? Mr. Chandran, could you post this letter if you go that way? Could you post this letter if you go that way? Mr. Prakash, could you drop my mother at the bus stand if you go to receive her wife? Could you drop my mother at the bus stand if you go to receive her wife? Mr. Murali, could you help me carry this suitcase to upstairs? Could you help me carry this suitcase to upstairs? Mr. Arun, could you help me move this bureau there? Could you help me move this bureau there? Mr. Kadir, could you fetch me some water since I am very thirsty? Could you fetch me some water since I am very thirsty, இந்த கேஸ்ல fetch இங்க இருந்து போய் கொண்டு வர்றது. bringனா அங்க இருந்து கொண்டு வர்றது. fetchனா FETCH இங்க இருந்து போய் தண்ணி கொண்டு வர்றது. ஓகே, வாட்டர் கொண்டு வர்றது. Mr. Shankar, could you give me a cup of water? Could you give me a cup of water? Mr. Nagarajan, could you lend me your scooter to drop my wife at the railway station? Could you lend me your scooter to drop my wife at the railway station? Mr. Manoharan, could you ask him to wait here till the HOD comes? Could you ask him to wait here till the HOD comes? Mr. Raman, could you get me a BP tablet in that medical shop? Could you get me a BP tablet in that medical shop? Mr. Panir, would you take care of this suitcase till I go to the restroom and come? Could you take care of this suitcase till I go to the restroom and come? Mr. Viswa, could you get me a ticket? Could you get me a ticket? Mr. Ravi, could you switch on the light and fan? Could you switch on the light and fan? Mr. Manikvasan, could you turn the computer on? Could you turn the computer on? Mr. Ramdas, could you read this letter? Could you read this letter? Mr. Kamal, could you hand over these keys to the principal after the meeting is over? Could you hand over these keys to the principal after the meeting is over? Mr. Selvam, could you fill these 2 bottles with water? Could you fill these 2 bottles with water? Mr. Kumar, could you come with me to take my grandfather to the hospital? Could you come with me to take my grandfather to the hospital? Mr. Ravi, could you get me an application form for my daughter? Could you get me an application form for my daughter? Mr. Santosh, could you stay here for 2 days till I come back? Could you stay here for 2 days till I come back? Mr. Prabhu, could you be here till I return? Could you be here till I return? Mr. Prasad, could you ask your parents to meet me? Could you ask your parents to meet me? Mr. Murugan, could you take all these files to the register? Could you take all these files to the register? Mr. Chandrasekharan, could you close all the windows before it starts raining? Could you close all the windows before it starts raining? Mr. Manigandan, could you switch off all the lights and fans in all the examination halls immediately after the students leave the examination halls? Would you switch off all the lights and fans in all the examination halls immediately after the students leave the examination halls? Mr. Mani, could you shut down all the computers in the computer lab immediately after the students leave the computer lab? Could you shut down all the computers in the computer lab immediately after the students leave the computer lab? Is it clear? Are you able to understand? Did you listen with the concentration? You see here, you are requesting others to do something for you. So, தான் செய்ய வேண்டிய வேலையை இன்னொருத்தர் ரிக்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணி தனக்காக அது பெறுறாரு. புரியுதா? அப்ப அந்த கேஸ்ல he is requesting others to do something for him. அப்ப யார் கேட்பா? ஒன்னே ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பர்சன் வந்து செகண்ட் பர்சன் கேட்கிறது. ஓகே, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பர்சன் ஐயா இருக்கலாம், வியா இருக்கலாம். இதுல யாராவது ஒருத்தர் செகண்ட் பர்சன் யூ கிட்ட கேட்கிறாங்க. அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட்? அப்ப அந்த கேஸ்ல வாட் மீனிங் யூ வில் கெட்? முடியுமா, முடியுமா. இங்க எபிலிட்டி அடங்கின யூசேஜ் இல்லை. அதே நேரத்துல பாஸ்ட் ரெஃபர் பண்ணி பேசல. குட் வந்து ஒரு பாஸ்ட் ஃபார்மா யூஸ் பண்ணல. பண்ணி முடியுமா. அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட்? டுமாரோ ஐ எம் கோயிங் டு டேக் மேக்கிங் suggestions. Fifth one. Okay, let me finish up to this level. Thank you very much for having attended this class continuously. If you like this course, if you are interested in attending this class, if it creates any positive vibration in your mind, please share with your friends and others. It will definitely, certainly and surely make my dreams realized. I will meet you this time tomorrow. Until then, goodbye. M. Kadrivedu. Thank you.